Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most realistic games from Rockstar. This game has an incredible amount of small details from real life. But sometimes players are busy completing story missions, so they may have missed or even not known many details. Therefore, now I will show you 30 realistic details from Red Dead Redemption 2. If you get very dirty and then go to the camp, then Susan Grimshaw will make you wash your face. This means that NPCs react to dirt and the appearance of the character's clothing. Few people know, but the character's eyes, as in real life, react to light. At night or in the evening, the pupils will be enlarged, and during the day, the pupils will decrease. If you come to Ensburg, where new factories are being built, you can see how NPCs cut down the forest in order to build a future station or factory. At the same time, other workers are laying the railway, and you will be able to see the worker hammering a nail. The NPCs in Red Dead Redemption 2 are actually eating, rather than just pretending to do so, as was the case in previous Rockstar game series. The butcher in Red Dead Redemption 2 does cut the meat, and cuts the meat into small pieces, and he runs out of it. All pieces of meat are different, and this is not just creating the appearance that he is doing something, but a full-fledged job. When you drink water or any other drink, you will be able to see how the character's throat moves. If you shoot into a barrel in which water will be poured, then the water will flow out and the barrel will become lighter. If you walk on the ice, you can slip. The animation is not monotonous, and where the ice is covered with snow, the character will not slip when walking. If you shoot from a revolver, you can see how the drum runs out of ammo. And some part of the drum is already empty after shooting. If you set up camp in the snow, and after you set up camp, there will be footprints behind it, depending on the size of the camp. After shooting an NPC, he will be injured, and if no one helps him, he will die after bleeding to death. The river in Red Dead Redemption 2 gets polluted. The river can become polluted due to the character's dirty clothes, or after being polluted by the oil that flows into the river. A bell, like other objects, has its own properties. Therefore, if you shoot at the top of the bell, it will not ring. But if you shoot below, then you will hear a sound. There is a small lake near the hot springs. Probably, this lake is warm, because the character, after a long swim in this lake, does not feel a lack of endurance and it is pleasant for him to swim there. If you jump into a hot spring, the character will suffocate from the excess heat. As you progress through the story of the game, new houses and railways will be built. You may notice that in the first missions of the game's story, some houses are just starting to be built. And after completing the story missions, the houses have already been built and people even live in them. Or, for example, the railway, the construction of which is completed by the end of the story mode. If you get too close to a possum, then it will pretend to be dead, just like in real life. This is a kind of protective instinct that works if the animal senses danger in order to discourage the interest of predators. Red Dead Redemption 2 has an ecosystem, not just textures and NPCs. This means that each animal will try to catch its prey, regardless of whether the player participates in it or not. This is a kind of simulation of life, in which you can learn to survive or see how other animals behave. If you break several wooden spokes on the cart, then the other spokes will break, due to the fact that they will not withstand the load. Because there are too few spokes left, and they will not withstand the weight of the load on the cart. The trap in Red Dead Redemption 2 will go off if you shoot it. If you throw the knife and then pick it up, you will see that it is dirty. The same happens with other weapons. The food in Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't always the same. And this applies even to cans, because after opening canned food, they look different. Peaches in can are large, and the corn in canned is small and of a different color. The contents inside the canned food are always different. If you shoot into a drinking bowl with water, then it will perforate and water will begin to flow out. After that, the water will drain completely from the drinking bowl. The game has the opportunity to pet the dog, even if the dog is someone else's, and in the future, this dog will not bark at you. For example, if you want to sneak into the village at night unnoticed so that the dogs do not smell you, then you can take care of this during the day. And dogs won't bark at you. If a thunderstorm starts, then your character may be struck by lightning. It is not surprising that during the beginning of a thunderstorm, the horse is very worried and afraid, because the horse can also be affected by lightning. In the city, you can be robbed. Although it is not difficult to get money in the game, it is still sometimes noticeable that someone is cleaning out their pockets. Even if it is a small amount, petty thieves mainly work in crowded places or in the market. A horse senses and sees danger. It will resist going to a dangerous place even if you don't notice it. If you ring the bell at night, the inhabitants of the town will wake up and start scolding you or even beating you.
Stop that now. I'm going. Take it easy. You're as good as buried, cocksucker. Just for you.
Each object in the game has its own destruction properties. Therefore, if you shoot at food, it will simply shatter into pieces. And if you shoot at the dishes, it will break into small pieces. The animals in Red Dead Redemption 2 are thirsty, and they sometimes go to drink water from the drinking bowl. If you liked this video, then like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching.